Right now, we are in Egypt from around 3500 to 500 BCE. Because of the development of agriculture, like other societies that develops around this time, specialization of labor forms in Egypt. People start to divide certain labors among each other, and this forms social classes. We can see that distinction between the classes. We can also see the organization of the ruling classes in Egypt. Here is the pharaoh, who is recognized by Egypt as the supreme central ruler and also considered as a living incarnation of the sun god. We have Pharaoh Hannah in front of us right now, and we will ask him some questions. Hello, Pharaoh Hannah.
Hello.
So I heard that you have absolute power over your people. Is this true?
Yes, it is true. Because I am the living incarnation of the sun god, I rightfully possess all power in Egypt.
Isn't that too hard for you to handle?
A little bit. So there are government officials that help me. They're called viziers, and I choose them personally. The main task is to make sure the tasks are being collected.
Thank you for your time, Pharaoh.
Thank you.
Indeed, in sub-Saharan Africa, the social life is revolved around the village. It is often called stateless society or segmentary society. It is called this because there is no elaborate hierarchy of officials to rule. Instead, they govern themselves through kinship groups. The male heads of families form a ruling council. The most prominent of the family heads is the chief of that village, and many villages together make a district. There are also age groups in African society. Here with us is Abubakar Jomo Gabomo to tell us about age groups. Hello, Mr. Jomo Gabomo.
Hi.
Could you tell us what age groups are?
Yeah, it involves grouping individuals into their appropriate age grade. Then the age group will perform certain tasks together. It is most likely providing labor for community projects.
Well, what are the benefits of being in an age group?
It brings the individuals of a certain age group very close, and more often than not of all, individuals become lifelong friends. They help willingly when one person is in a desperate situation.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr. Jomo Gabomo. Differing from sub-Saharan Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, and South Africa have many empires and kingdoms, which means they also have a different social system than sub-Saharan Africa. Places like the Songhai, Mali, Congo, Ndongo have a much more elaborate hierarchy. There is a ruler and government officials and soldiers working for the ruler to enforce the law. A social change happened when the Europeans started being involved in African affairs. The Europeans started bringing more American crops to Africa, and this caused a population boom. In this era, there are now 60 million people, despite the devastating Atlantic slave trade, which deprives African societies of about 16 million individuals and also distorts the sex ratios. Many young men are taken because of the hard labor slaves are forced to do. This causes a sharp decrease in the male population in Africa, which forces the women to do the duties of men and also encourages the remaining men to practice polygamy.